TLC. I haven't been on YouTube for a couple months now. We are gonna have more videos coming, but I did ask you guys if you guys wanted like a more in-depth video on my base, and you guys were actually very interested in that, so I'm super excited to share all my tips and everything that has worked for me. Just keep in mind, y'all, I am a very oily girl, so this routine literally like works for oily skin, and I recommend this for oily skin. If you're more on the drier side, this routine might not work for you, so please keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and clip my hair back. Okay, let's just get right into it. So first thing is first, skin prep is super important, and I tell everyone this. Like, you can be using Dior, you can be using Makeup by Mario, any good brand foundation, you can be using it, but if you're not prepping your skin right, then the foundation is just not gonna look good. And trust me, you guys can make a good base work even with like the drugstore foundation, so don't feel like you have to spend too much either, in my opinion. If your skin prep is good, girl, you can make so many products work with it. First thing I always use, which I did off camera, so sorry I forgot to film that, but I do go in with the First Aid Facial Radiant Pads. This is like a daily use. I usually use it every day. This is safe for sensitive skin, but I'd say try it every other day because everyone's sensitivity is different. If not every day, use it every other day. These are pads that already come with product in them, so they are pretty like a wet feeling when you first use them. I just grab one and I literally just clean my face every time before I do my base. Another thing I will say though is your skin has a lot to do with how you maintain it. So if you are not taking care of your skin in the form of you don't even have like a basic skincare routine, or like just washing your face, like that has a lot to do with your base, girlies, which is super important. And I always try to tell people this. People that ask me like what can I do with like texture, what can I like, what will help me like with my pores, blackheads, and all of that, it all really stems from how you take care of your skin. One thing I recommend is getting facials. The facials is something that I feel like will help you, one, understand something, because your esthetician will confirm what type of skin type you have, so you can kind of move forward with what products you need. And two, being consistent with facials will really help your skin with texture, pores, and everything. I personally do my facials every 3 weeks. I do my own facials. Any of you ladies are in San Jose, I also do makeup and a whole bunch of other services. Facials are one of them included. I'll put my ads if you guys are interested in booking for a facial. But if you're not in San Jose, I would recommend looking for an esthetician that does facials and looking into it, and just understanding your skin will help you out a lot, and being consistent will help your skin throughout the time. So please keep that in mind too. If you're not taking care of your skin, then you will not see results. Of course, when you guys get facials, you guys are getting it about like once a month. So within that month, you also have to be taking care of your skin before your next facial. There would be no point of you going once a month for a facial and expecting your skin to be great for the rest of the month. No, that's not how things work. Literally, what you want to work out or better, you have to put the effort in, y'all. So please keep that in mind, because that's the biggest question I get, and it's literally just that. Just take care of your skin, be consistent within yourself, with your own skincare routine, and then just getting facials will also help you a lot. Another thing I do also do is remove like my peach fuzz from my face. That I will say is optional. A lot of people have more sensitive skin, so that doesn't really work out for them, but something that does work out for me is just shaving the peach fuzz, because I do really get a lot of hairs like in my face. So this is something that helps like my base look more smooth. Okay, now let's get started with the products. The next product that I use after the facial pads is the La Roche-Posay Double Repair Matte Moisturizer. I have been using this for years at this point, but I really do love it. I use it on myself, I use it on my clients, so she is very trustworthy. So one thing I will say too is when you guys are applying these products, make sure you guys are letting these products sit. Like, notice how I use the facial, or I use the pads, but I didn't go from the pads to jumping into moisturizer right away. No, you have to let these products sit into your skin in between each step. So after I've let that sit and dry, I go ahead and use eye cream. I go in with the Estee Lauder Ultimate Diamond Eye Cream. I will say this one is pretty expensive, y'all, so She's a little pricey. I honestly got like a gift with purchase type of thing. This is why I have this one, but I will say she's pretty good. I really love her. If you have like if you need a more affordable eye cream, I would recommend the Revolution. I will just insert a picture right here, but I'll go ahead and insert. This is the eye cream that I used to use before. This one focuses more like on fine lines. I really want to invest in a really good eye cream. I really recommend this one. This really does lay out like very nice with makeup, because I think a lot of eye creams, I've had issues with eye creams, so I am very, very picky on what eye cream I use, especially like under my makeup. So I also do like to use like a hand fan just to kind of like make sure these products do dry. So even if you're kind of like impatient and you're like, girl, I don't want to wait for these products to sit here and dry, just get a hand fan. This will literally make the process quicker, especially under the eye. I really like to make sure the product is very, very nice and set. Okay, so this product is holy grail, y'all. This girly has been riding with me since I first started glamming, so it's been a couple years now, and I trust her with my life, and I have not found a better poreless primer to top her. So I come back to her every single time. I try to go like explore other poreless primers. No, y'all, I keep coming back to this one. So this is a no pore problem primer by Touch in Sol. A lot of people haven't heard of the brand Touch in Sol, but they have really good brands, y'all. I mean, really good brand. They have really good products, y'all. But for oily and dry skin, I use this because it's just for pores. I mean, even some people with dry skin get pores, so really recommend her. So I went ahead and put this primer only on areas I get pores. So literally I just get pores here and on my forehead. This product you don't need to put all over your face. It's really just to focus on your pores. So please keep that in mind. Don't feel like you need to use so much product. It's seriously just like wherever you have strictly more pores. So just here, and then my forehead. And then again, grabbing the fan, and I'm just gonna make sure this one really dries too. Okay, last step or last skin prep product that I use is actually a new primer that I have been liking. I have been using the MAC Mattifying Shine Control Primer. This one is honestly super, super good. I feel like I was kind of sleeping on her. I was stuck on one size oil sucker for super long. But I will say I feel like you have to know how to use this product. And I feel like it gets kind of like, if you don't know how to use it right, your makeup can look bad. And I feel like that's super like difficult, especially when you're barely getting into makeup. Like, girl, why do I have to do a whole backflip and a handstand to make this primer work? So to keep it easier, like this is like a really good primer. I feel like really controls your oils, and it will not mess with your makeup. So I really only get oily on my forehead and on my nose, and that's it. So I'm just gonna rub the primer focusing on nose and forehead. And that's another reason why I say like let your products like sit and soak into your skin, because I am kind of stacking two primers right now. If I were to put the poreless primer and then the mattifying right on top of it, like without letting it dry, see, that's another mistake that I feel like a lot of people do, is like you guys don't let your products sit and dry. So just make sure you're sitting and drying, just in case you do need to use more than one primer for whatever your needs are. So foundation, I use the Anastasia Impeccable Blurring Foundation. I will say, let's get real here. Love her. What I don't love is her shade range. So I will say that it's kind of hard to get a good shade. Even this one doesn't even completely match me. So I go with the 00N and this one and mix them. Obviously, if you're shopping for like a foundation, you don't want to buy two. It's just because I'm a makeup artist, I have more than one shade, so I can actually mix them. But just keep that in mind. If you guys do want to try this foundation, maybe you will have to go with like a lighter concealer to brighten up your base. So I went ahead and just put some on my palette. Before I put the foundation all over my face, I do like to clean up the top of my eyebrows. Please, please, please clean your eyebrows with the top of please clean the top of your eyebrows with your foundation shade. Please do not clean it with your concealer or anything lighter than your shade. So I literally just clean the top of my brows. looks kind of crazy, but just kind of clean the top of my eyebrows. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just lay down my foundation. I really like to use some type of flat brush like this just to lay everything down. And notice how I'm not like using a lot of product. I think a lot of people confuse like me using a lot of product on my face, but all I'm doing is just laying out the product. I feel like this method does help me achieve a very smooth base compared to if I just do little dots of foundation and then blend it out. This is kind of giving you like an idea of where your foundation is going to be laid down. So you really don't have to do much blending when you're blending out your base. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lay foundation everywhere. Okay, so now foundation is laid down. Notice how I did just place it everywhere minus my under eye. I don't like to put too much product under my eye. So because I feel like when you put foundation and then concealer, like that's so much product you're putting under your eyes. What I would recommend is just kind of focusing your foundation everywhere else minus your under eye. So before I do blend out the foundation, I do like to go in with the Anastasia Impeccable setting spray. I do use her throughout each step, so I will go ahead and spray her. And don't be scared, girl. Like, you really gotta spray her. So I put enough product to get it wet. I let it dry just for a little bit, and then I will start blending her out. So now we can go ahead and blend out the foundation. All I'm really doing also is just tapping the product into my face. Notice how I'm not like dragging or there's no like pressure. I think a lot of people just like blend and that's it. I'm like, no, you need to tap it into place. And just laying it down will help you out a lot with that. Just blending it out. This is what I mean where you don't have to do much. All I'm really tapping is this. Another thing I do recommend is investing in like a good foundation brush. This is a foundation brush I really I have many foundation brushes I love, but this is, I feel like, one of my top ones. This is a Seamless Complexion Real Techniques 241 brush, and I love it just because it's slanted. You can get under your eye, you can get in a lot of areas. So really recommend investing in a good brush. For cream bronzer, I do like to go in with the NARS foundation. Again, this just literally because I have a makeup kit, I have a lot of products I can kind of like use in my routine. But of course, if you don't want to buy a whole foundation as your cream bronzer, I do recommend maybe like a concealer you guys can use. That's what I usually tell a lot of people, is just to get a concealer that's this shade, not specifically this shade, but whatever shade works for your cream bronzer, I would recommend. I'm going to go ahead and place the cream bronzer. I usually do this as my cream bronzer. So this is kind of where I place it. I go ahead and go in with like an angled brush to blend this out. So I really just tap this into place. Don't be intimidated by like the product because it comes together. And then notice how, again, I'm not swiping, I'm not dragging, I'm literally just tapping it into place. Whatever's left from the product here, I'm just bringing it up. I'm not going to add more on my forehead. I don't like to add too much product on my forehead, but again, optional. If you like a more bronzier forehead, go for it. Blends in very, very nicely with my foundation, and honestly, I've used her with previous foundations. I've never had an issue with them mixing in a weird way, but this is how it looks. I love, like, look at the difference it makes. Super, super pretty. So next thing is a cream blush. The one I have been using is the One Size 3D Trio. I'm going in with the cream portion of it. It comes with the cream, powder, and the highlighter. I don't really use the highlighter too much. I've only used it, if I do use it, it's mostly for like a shadow that I'm using it for, but she's kind of untouched. I'm more like a matte finish girly, so I stick to mostly these two. They need to come out with a palette that just has these two. Just grabbing some on a brush and just laid it out where I want it to go. I'm gonna go ahead and blend out the cream. I really love this brush, honestly, for like my creams. This one is the Morphe M204 brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and just tap the blush into my skin. Again, same method of just tapping, not dragging, not circles, none of that. So just tap it into your skin. Don't be scared to put your cream blush on top of your cream bronzer, because that's the point. You don't want to be able to see where you have the blush and the bronzer. You kind of want them to blend in together, so don't be scared if they overlap. It would be better if they overlap, honestly. Okay, so now we're gonna do concealer. The one I have been recently using is actually like an OG product, but it's the Too Faced concealer. We all know her. I recently, like I said, started using her in my routine, and so far I have been loving. I feel like she has been giving what she needs to give. She's very full coverage, so even just like covering up little like acne or anything you want to cover up, she's really good alone. I went ahead and put some on the palette. This palette is like literally my best friend, but this is basically the placement that I like to do for my concealer. I like to go under my eye. I like to go on my forehead area, chin area, upper lip area, and I like to clean up a little bit under here, kind of clean up the creams that we have been working with, like the cream bronzer and cream blush. So don't be scared if you feel like you brought the cream bronzer too low. This is why we come and we just kind of clean it up. So this is kind of the placement I like to do. This is the concealer placement. So I'm going to go ahead again and go in with the setting spray. Do not forget these steps, y'all, because this is what makes it like super long lasting. And don't be shy with how much you spray too. Make sure it's like wet. I do start from the corners or from the bottom and then work my way up. I like to blend downwards to upwards. And then when I get to here, I personally don't like this like harsh line. I only like it enough to clean my shadow. So I literally just blend on top of that. Just enough to lift my, or kind of like snatch my eye, but not completely blend under here. But look at how like, oh my god, so good already. So good. Over here. Take your time on blending. Notice how I'm not like, oh my god, I'm trying to rush it. Like, girl, take your time on work. This is art. You cannot rush art. Like, literally take your time on this. The next step is setting all of the creams. This powder is not news. I feel like if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, I'm always raving about this powder. This powder, chef's kiss. She's blurring, she's mattifying. She's literally a oily girl's bestie. So I'm gonna go ahead and use her. She's very good. If you guys want to take a screenshot of it, this is the setting powder. Really recommend her. I'm gonna go in with a triangle puff like this. I really recommend these two to set your face compared to a brush, in my opinion, or like a beauty blender or anything like that. And notice how I have not even used one beauty blender this whole video, y'all. Throw her out, please. Stick to brushes only. I do want to make a separate video on like my favorite brushes, so stay tuned for that. But please throw the sponges out. They need to go. Go ahead and blend this eye out before I set it. You always want to make sure you have blended it out. I'm going in with a good amount of powder, so don't be scared of that. And I'm just going to set it. Can you guys see? I'm just tapping it in. Y'all, please. She speaks for herself, y'all. Y'all see that? I don't even gotta say nothing. I don't even gotta speak for her. She speaks for herself. I just set under here. I don't really put too much powder here because we technically do set it when we put the powder, bronzer, and blush. So you don't need to put powder here. So I just focus it really where we put, or where I had put concealer. So that's where I'm mostly putting the powder. But look at how good it looks, y'all. Like, seriously, no powder can top this. So now that we are all powdered up, we kind of need to like bring that warmth into us. So for bronzer, this is the one I use, the One Size Bronze and Sculpt Trio. I'm using the light trio. So these are like the shades. They do have darker ones for like the warmer tones. So I like to go in with these two, tapping it out. And again, all I'm gonna do is just tap the bronzer into my skin. I really recommend using a fluffy angled brush. The fluffier the brush, the better blend you'll get. And again, I'm literally just tap, tap, tap. I'm not circles, I'm not dragging, like just tap it into it. Okay, and then look at the difference. To bring the look all together, of course we need blush. So I'm going back in with the same palette. And again, I recommend using a fluffy brush like this. And what I usually like to do for blush placement is just smiling, and then where you would naturally blush is usually where I do the placement of it. So cute. See the difference it makes? It's like the slightest difference, but I love this blush. Putting some on this side too. So after I place the blush, I just go back in with like my foundation brush, no product on it. I just kind of like to make sure everything is nice and blended. So I blend everything all together. Alright y'all, so I went ahead and did my lip combo off of camera, but to lock in this makeup, I actually use a different setting spray. I know in between we were spraying this setting spray in between the steps, but the one that really does secure and lock everything is the One Size setting spray. I really recommend. I have been using her for a while now too. So again, another oily girl's bestie would be this. Anything One Size usually is so good for oily. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face. Hold your breath, y'all, because this is a strong setting spray. Whew. Don't be shy to spray her. Make sure you're getting every inch of it. Alright y'all, but that is basically it for the base routine. I really crafted this, built this literally brick by brick, y'all. Like when I tell y'all, it took me a while to find a base that literally worked for my skin type, and I was going through so many primers and all this stuff. I'm saving y'all the time from that. This routine is more for like my oily girls, combo girls, definitely more on the oily side though. So please keep that in mind when you guys are trying this routine out. Let me know how you guys like the routine. Let me know if you guys try it out, if you guys try a product too, some techniques. Let me know feedback. I'd love to hear from you guys, like if it really does help you guys out in your routine. Let me know if y'all have any questions. Just send me a DM, comment, literally whatever y'all need. I'm here to help y'all, so no gatekeeping here. I love helping the girlies out so we can all just be baddies together and we can all have a good routine. I do try to share like all my tips and tricks with people, so I love that you guys like actually want to know my routine and what I like. I love y'all for real, because that means everything to me. Like literally, even if I have like 4 or 5 people voting, I don't care. I'm making this video because I appreciate those 4 or 5 people that actually want to know about my routine. So let me know what y'all want to know. I'm just here to deliver whatever you guys want to learn. So I'm super excited for more videos to come, and I promise y'all I will be more consistent now. So make sure you guys are following me on everything, and let me know how these products work out for you, and I will see y'all in the next one. Adios.